G'day Gooners and welcome to the post-match pod. We saw Arsenal seem victorious again away at Turf Moor against Burnley. The score was 2-0 on the day. I'm here as always with Cal. Cal, how are you, my friend?
Fantastic. Another day, another win, another clean sheet as well. It's not really much we can complain about, really, is there?
No, at the moment, it's a lot of positivity. For me personally, I was at Oasis last night prior to the game, so it was a great night, just all round. It couldn't have really gone any better. Only maybe a Liverpool loss this morning would have helped a little bit. But hey ho, what can you do? You can only focus on yourself, and we did the business. Um, what were your overall thoughts of the game?
I think we're definitely going to get into it, but that first half I think it was incredible, to be honest. The energy
Yeah,
that we put on display was fantastic. It was definitely way better than the second half, and I'm sure we'll get into the reasons why, but not really much we can complain about, really. I think the passing was fluid. But yeah, just speaking of that, because Burnley, they were kind of hard to break down at the start, but obviously
yeah,
got that early goal, which I predicted. Fortunately,
yes, very good
I
from
thought it was
you.
going to be more. I still think if Gyokeres had stayed on, we would have won 4-0. But 2-0 in
Potentially,
the 2-0 in
potentially.
the end, you got the correct one this week. So
Yeah, we're
uh,
flying at the minute, aren't we? Both of us are predicting correctly different things. It's great. It's great. Yeah, no, listen. Obviously, Turf Moor is always a hard place to go. And we sort of spoke about in the preview that they were probably going to go with a five at the back and sit really deep and compact and be difficult to break down. What I thought they did very well in the first 10 minutes was they were very aggressive and they were picking their times to be aggressive. So as soon as the ball sort of went out to either a Calafiori or a Trossard, that was or Saka, that was then their cue to really jump. And Walker a few times in that first 10 minutes did very, very well of just nibbing the ball off Trossard's feet or off Calafiori's feet and set them away on their counter attacks. But in terms of what we did, in that first 10 minutes. I thought that we weren't really passing the ball very crisply enough. Um, so yeah, it was frustrating. It was a frustrating first, I guess, small period of the game. But when it comes to Arsenal, you always know that deadlocks can be broken from set pieces. And after 13 and a half minutes, we got ourselves a corner. Declan Rice hobbles over to the corner flag, and then the rest it's just classic, isn't it? What a delivery, what an assist from Gabriel, and you want your number nine, your proper big striker, to be in the right place at the right time, and that's what Gyokeres was. Headed home, we're 1-0 up. Your
yeah,
thoughts?
it was fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. As soon as we got that corner, I was like, yeah, 1-0. Like
Yeah.
I had a feeling that it was gonna go in, and it always seems to be Gabriel that's just involved somehow. Even when he doesn't touch the ball, he's pushed a defender out of the way. He's just done something to impact the goal. And yeah, as you said, it's great that Gyökeres got that goal because I think after that he really clicked into gear. We need to talk about that Gyökeres performance, man, because
100%.
it was incredible that those little passes he was doing to Saka out on the wing. I think Saka should have scored as well. I think
Yeah.
maybe about 10 minutes after the goal, I think that really would have killed the game off, and it could have been a thrashing after that. But yeah, what did you make of that Gyökeres performance all round?
It was the best I've seen of him. He looked the most sharp. He looked fresh. Obviously, he didn't play during the week in our EFL Cup game. So uh, and on the back of him playing 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes, because obviously we don't really have any alternatives. Like obviously Havertz and Jesus are out injured, and Marino can come in and obviously do a job at nine like he did in the second half. But you know that to me is the Victor Gyokeres we want to see. Like he was good at holding the ball up. He was good at sort of playing in other players, and he looked quicker. I don't know if that was just me watching him. When he was pressing, he looked more intense. He looked like he
Mm.
really wanted to put a stamp on the game. So the goal gave him confidence. And then after that, it was just brilliant. I mean, that 10-15 minute period after we scored the first goal, I thought we were really dominant. I thought the passes were fast. They were incisive, that we were getting in areas where we could really hurt them. It was 1-2 touch. I thought even Eze and Declan Rice sort of combined really well. I know Declan Rice, and I'm sure we'll touch on his performance because he was outstanding later on in the pod, but there was within that time period, he was playing the ball sort of back to the centre backs, and the centre backs were popping the ball back to him first time, and he was playing round the
Mm.
corner and playing the ball centrally. And there was one specific time where I can remember where the ball was just literally, it was like playing one touch, and Eze sort of got the ball and then got fouled. Do you remember that? Yeah, Eze got pulled down in
Oh,
the
I think
centre
so,
of
on
the
the
park.
counter attack.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
sort of on the
yeah,
counter attack. We were playing really well through the lines, and Eze sort of
yeah.
did I guess a 1-2 with Declan Rice. It was one touch. It was brilliant. And he got brought down. And I thought that was sort of the classic what happens when Eze is in a dangerous position, running, bursting through. He gets brought down and it stops the flow of play. But I thought we were excellent during that period. And you were right in saying that Gyokeres played through Saka once or twice, and he should have buried them both, I thought. And yeah, I think a quiet game from Saka. I don't. What's brilliant is that we're top of the league by 7 points at the moment. I know Bournemouth play against Man City. Probably when this podcast comes out, that
Big
result
game.
would have happened already.
Yeah.
Massive game. But as we speak, we're 7 points clear, and Saka hasn't even really turned up to the party yet this season, and that tells you a lot about the rest of the squad and how well we're performing. The second goal. What did you make of the second goal?
That Gyokeres pass is
Oh,
incredible.
literally Harry Kane-esque.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I saw you added that in the notes, and it really does make sense. I was trying to think, like, what does it remind me of? And it really is that like low sort of cross pass sort of thing. I still think it was a little bit overhit, but I mean
Yeah.
Trossard's good enough to get it anyway, and it just makes the space really. And I think Trossard, I think we need to talk about him as well because
Yeah.
because for me, if Martinelli was fit, I probably would have started in this game just purely for the matchup against Kyle Walker. But I guess I've been proven wrong. I think I think he was excellent today.
Yeah, he was. He
played
was.
well
He
with-
was really good.
Yeah.
He was very sharp. He. What you get, I think, with someone like Trossard is because he's so good at coming off the bench for 20 minutes. That's the most sharp you'll see him because he's got something to prove. He really wants to impact the game. But when he starts, we've noticed over the last, I guess, couple of weeks is that he sort of dips in and out of games, and he sort of drifts here and he drifts there, but he usually comes up with either a goal or an action which causes a goal and assist or a key pass, etc. And today I thought was different. I thought he was really, really sharp. He was very, I guess, on Walker. His body feints, the way he found space was very, very smart. And the delivery with his weak foot to Declan Rice, who headed home, was what I thought was just magic, absolute magic. And yeah, that would be my Trossard breakdown. But Declan Rice, can we please talk about this guy? Because he's come in for a massive fee nearly 2 years ago now. And I thought he elevated us when he came in, and we had a really good title charge. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be. And then last season, obviously, he had loads of injuries, but I still thought he was a bit of a shining light for us. I mean, this season, he's taken his game to a whole new level. Everything he does, whether it's playing alongside in a double pivot with Zubimendi, whether it's the set pieces, whether it's driving through an opposition's midfield, creating chances, scoring goals, he can do everything.
He's just involved in every phase of the game. I mean, he's hustling back, defending, he's putting in great tackles. A lot of times when Burnley were on the charge and he just puts his foot in, just gets the ball first time. So simple. And then he's driving through the midfield. I love it. You know when Declan Rice has the ball, he kind of slows down a bit and then he goes. He's on it. He's on it. And then he's so efficient in attack as well. And obviously corners, just literally every single aspect of his game is just perfect. Would you say that he was the man of the match today?
Oh, 100%. Not even a question. They call him the horse, and that to me is like what you were describing there, like his ability to sort of go through different sort of paces. He sort of stops and starts, and he accelerates, and he's so quick and powerful. I'm going to read you his stats by numbers. So touches 94, which was the match rank first. Passes played into the box 7, which was also first. Total crosses 6, first. Total carry distance 275.8 meters, which is also first. Tackles 5, which is first. Interceptions 3, which is first. Duels 1, 9, which is first. And possession 1, 9, which is first. What
didn't he do? What didn't he do?
Nothing. He was quality all game, and we'll probably touch on the second half because it wasn't really the same intensity as the first half. But his performance was a leader's performance, and I know there's a lot of speculation in the media and amongst Arsenal discourse about him being our captain. And listen, to me, Odegaard is a captain. There are different ways to be a leader, and being a leader and being a captain are not necessarily the same thing. He definitely could be an Arsenal captain. He's captain England, he captained West Ham, and I mean, Tony Adams wants him to be Arsenal captain. So listen, there is definitely a conversation there, but I don't think Odegaard's done enough wrong to not be a captain. But to have him in the leadership group most definitely helps everyone. What do you think?
For sure. I mean, you can see his impact on the field. He's just directing play. I also think that we need to acknowledge his impact off the field as well. I feel like
Yeah,
every time I see videos of him, he's always just good vibes, like bringing good vibes to the squad. So I feel like that does count for a lot. But yeah, the way he just drives through that midfield, I'm sure it inspires all the midfield players. And I think his link up today with Zubimendi, those little bounce passes they were doing were incredible. And I just want to touch on that first half, like midfield attack performance. Honestly, the whole team from Arsenal, it felt like straight from the training ground. Like they were
yeah,
just on it, just playing with freedom. It was just so fluid. It's just that's the Arsenal I love to see. And I know it did take a set piece goal to probably unlock that,
yeah.
but yeah, it felt weird. I don't know if you noticed this, but did you feel like the ball was a bit zippy, a bit bouncy today? Like a bit. It felt
Well,
like it was a
I
bit
just think that
strange today.
we were
It
playing
felt
at a better
fast,
tempo
right?
than yeah,
Yeah,
we were playing at a faster tempo than usual. I think when teams sit in a low block, it's very easy for fans who are watching just to say, move the ball faster. Just do it. You'll create space, but it's a lot easier said than done. Like when our centre backs have the ball, they want to be patient and wait for that time to play forward and to play forward in the right areas. Today there was a different sense of bravery, I thought, not from our centre backs necessarily, but from those receiving the ball in the pockets to
Mm.
really go and get the ball and to receive the ball in uncomfortable positions and to absorb contact and then to be able to turn or to play one touch and the rotations going on between at times Zubimendi was going into a back three with Gabriel and Saliba, and both our fullbacks in Timber and Calafiori were bombing sort of and occupying different areas and different spaces. I really want to touch on those two. Match of the day. I'm not sure if you know Match of the Day, but it's a big show in the
Heard of
UK.
it, yeah.
Basically, plays highlights of every Premier League game, and they were talking about specifically the role of Calafiori and Timber, and it's very interesting because when you watch, they're not normal fullbacks. And I know Pep plays with inverted fullbacks and slot. I'm sure it was the Boslai playing there, and Arteta's done it with Zinchenko, etc. But I think that what Arteta is doing with Timber and Calafiori is different to what he's done previously. You know that they're. I mean, I'll read you these statistics because I've got more statistics
Go
for
for
you
it.
today. So total shots out of Arsenal this season, Calafiori is second in total shots
Wow.
behind Victor Gyokeres, and Timber is sixth in the squad. In
Wow.
terms of XG, Timber and Calafiori are second and third in our squad. And touches in the opposition box, Timber is fourth in the squad and Calafiori is sixth. Now, they're both traditionally defenders. So for them to be occupying space in the opposition third, not only that, but converting that, I guess, ball retention and the ability to receive the ball in those areas into shots and XG, high chances, is unique. And I think that that's something that we should really applaud. It's incredible how versatile these guys are.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes it even more impressive knowing that they haven't even conceded a goal. I mean, they're that high up the pitch.
It's
Well, taking all
ridiculous.
these shots, dribbles in the box. I mean, we've seen Timber like right on the touchline, right on the
Yeah.
byline, sorry, I should say, putting in crosses, and then he's back at the other end, putting in a fucking slide tackle or something like that. So I think it's just incredible, and it really just shows that our whole team just moves as a unit. And I know those still frames you want to look at in the
Yeah.
90th minute. I'm sure we'll get onto those about how this work rate in the team is just so cohesive at the moment. It's just brilliant. So
It's
I think we should
incredible.
get into the second half. Obviously, Gyokeres came off as a precaution, I believe, for a muscle injury. Hopefully, it's not too bad. But yeah, I think we looked a completely different team in the second half. To be honest, I think when Marino came on, we could tell that Gyokeres was really the one making stuff happen in that first half. Besides Rice and the midfield, what do you
Yeah,
think?
he was stretching them and that I guess created space in pockets for our tens and our attacking players to receive the ball. And with Marino, as normally good on the ball as he is, he's not someone who's going to really stretch defenses. He doesn't like going in behind. He loves to receive the ball short. And I actually thought he didn't have a great game today. I thought the ball wasn't really sticking to him very much. He usually gives us a sense of calm. That especially when closing out games, it's quite important. But with 45 minutes of the game left to play, I'm not sure it was his best showing. I also think that Arteta and other coaches talk about suffering in games, and every team suffers. And I think in the second half, we did suffer a little bit. I mean, what I would say is, even though we did suffer, and I think Burnley in the second half had more possession than we did, even though that was the case, I never felt threatened because I feel like we enjoy defending. We enjoy sitting in a block and being difficult to break down. And over my 25 odd years of watching Arsenal, that's something that I can't say about a lot of Arsenal teams that I've watched in my lifetime. So it's really impressive that they're able to do that and just to feel comfortable. Obviously, Burnley didn't even record a shot on target the whole game.
I think they did. They got one somehow. I saw in the stats. I don't know where that came from.
Some are saying yes, some are saying no. Okay. The stat that I read that they didn't have any shots on target, but it's a bit like the Nketiah one last week. I mean, it's obviously not a shot on target and it was recorded. But for this team to go now 4 games with the maximum 2 shots being on target over 4 games and the minimum being 0 shots on target over 4 games, what do you make of that statistic? It's incredible.
I mean, it kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it? I mean, the only 2 shots we've faced on target, we don't even remember them really, or they not really like a shot. So I think it just shows again how solid this back four is, how cohesive it is, and it was great to see Saliba back today as well, because we thought that Mosquera might come in with the injury. I'm not sure how Saliba was back, how he felt, how he's feeling after this game. I guess we'll find out at the press conference for the Champions League game. But yeah, they all looked really solid and they look like they're just ready to just crack on, really.
And obviously, like Gabriel coming with another assist today, he is. I feel like we speak about him every single week, but it's nuts that someone who is a centre back is so influential over almost everything we do. If we go on to win this league, which we obviously pray that we do, he could win PFA Player of the Year potentially. Is that important? The goals that he comes up with, the blocks, it's crazy because everyone would have thought, like even 2 seasons ago, that Saliba is the better of the two. And in some ways he is. He's just a Rolls Royce of a centre back. But what Gabriel's done to improve, especially since he came, he was quite a raw talent when he came in. I mean, listen, he was young, but the way he's improved to the level that he is at now, what a player we have on our hands for the next so and so years. Has he signed a new contract, or is he about to sign a new contract?
I'm not too sure, but did you know that he is actually the highest scoring centre back since 2020 across the top five leagues? I think he's got like 25 goals, something like that. It's incredible.
I didn't know that, but it doesn't surprise me. And really, really, really good. What about Zubimendi? I thought he was magical again.
I think he was insane, to be honest. I think he dominated that midfield. He ran that midfield. I don't know what you thought of that performance, but that might have been one of the best I've seen from him.
With Zubimendi, he actually dominates the midfield, but in a very different way to say how a Thomas Partey would do it in previous years, or how a Declan Rice does it. Like, he's so calm. When we signed him, I think Arsenal posted a picture of him signing and the word controller in there, and that to me is very that reigns very true to the performances that he's giving at the moment. He just knows exactly when to do the right thing, and he almost always does the right thing. And I think he's really helped Declan Rice's game as well, because I feel like previously alongside Thomas, although I don't know, 6 games out of 10, Thomas will be magical, 9 out of 10 performances. But then the other 4, you think that you think that Declan Rice is really covering for Thomas. Like he had to sort of do things that that he doesn't have to do with Zubimendi. There's a level of trust there. And just a really, really good player and is really, I guess, helping us level up and becoming more of a more mature team, I think.
Yeah.
Can we talk about just us as a defensive unit and sort of celebrating the fact that we're so good at the back? I don't think it's talked about enough. I don't think it's looked on positively enough. And I don't know that one situation of which really sums up Arsenal under Arteta must have been after 90 minutes. And I know you've got the still images. We have
Put
our own
those
corner.
put those up on the screen as well.
Yeah, they're up on the screen now. Yeah, so Burnley were on the counter attack after like 90 minutes gone, and you just see every single Arsenal player sprint back like machines. It was unbelievable, and that to me will be one of the reasons why we will be so difficult to break down and will be so difficult to, I don't know, to lose games and can concede loads of goals because they have now shifted in mentality. I really do believe that. I feel like the squad is now strong enough to, even if a player goes down injured, obviously Zubimendi came off as well. We'll touch on Prague in a sec, but he's suspended anyway, so I guess he'll miss that regardless. But a Norgard comes on, and then a Norgard impacts the game when he comes on, and that the mentality of the players and of the coaches and Arteta is that if someone comes off and if players change, the mentality is exactly the same, and I think that's why the results will be the same too.
Yeah, you can just tell that the whole team like loves working all together. I mean, I believe a few years ago when we had that 2-2 draw against City when Stones scored last minute. You know how we were parked at the edge of our box? They kept calling it the wave of red, or the red wave or something, because they'll be on the counter attack and just all floating back, just red shirts. Obviously, the white wave today, almost a whitewash today as well, pun
Yeah,
intended. But
very good.
yeah. Speaking of just our whole team cohesion, let's do some. I think it's right time to do some player ratings.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So David Raya, not much to do, but I think. Did you see that? Well, I loved him taking that free kick inside the box as well. Not inside the box, inside our own half. Like it was quite far in, but I loved it. I think he was really good in build up. Didn't have to do much, but probably have to give him 8.5, I'd say.
Yeah, I think probably between a 7 and an 8 is fair. I think something that goes under the radar when it comes to goalkeepers playing for teams who have a lot of the ball is that keeping concentration for that amount of time is not easy. You obviously saw what Aaron Ramsdale said back in the day about how he lost concentration. And I think that was probably his last interview before he left us, which makes sense because I don't think Mikel would have stood for that. But Raya just keeps concentration. He's good on the ball. He knows when to clear it, when to clear his lines, when to claim crosses, and yeah, very, very comfortable. So yeah, for me, probably an 8 out of 10.
I have to agree with that as well. Right back, Urian Timber, incredible.
Yeah, just proper top level player. Yeah, another 8 out of 10. He didn't do anything necessarily particularly special, but we were talking pre-game about how Anthony is probably their most dangerous player, and he didn't have a sniff. So yeah, props to Urian Timber. Yeah, 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think you can pretty much give a 8 out of 10 for the rest of the backline. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably I would
maybe
probably give
Gabriel
Gabriel
an
8.5 probably, but yeah, 8s across the board for them before they were brilliant.
Incredible. Zubimendi, outstanding.
8.5. Yeah, very, very good performance.
I'll give him a 9. Oh, actually, I'll give him an 8.5 just because he played the full 90, probably a 9. But yeah. Declan Rice, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
Almost. Yeah, 9.5. I don't like giving 10s. Just
what would he have to do for you to give him a 10?
It's a very good question, and I don't really know the answer to that. He'd have to, I don't know, score a hat trick and save 3 penalties and take 3 penalties. I don't know.
Fair enough. No, okay, I understand.
Yeah, no, he 10 out of 10 is mythical. Messi gets 10s out of 10s.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I feel like hat trick should be 10, but like, nine and a half out of 10. He was phenomenal today, so fair play to him. What would you rate Eze today? I feel like this is a tricky one.
Yeah, probably a 7 out of 10. I thought he was quite bright in the first half. Second half, he was less bright. But he did everything well. Like he didn't do anything necessarily poorly. The execution of every action was decent. He was very strong. He got fouled quite a few times in that first
Mm.
half, and um, he's starting to understand the different movements and the different rotations. So I think like in terms of off the ball, he's improving. So yeah, a 7 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, I'd agree. It is good to see that he's playing in that. I know you prefer him out on the left, but
Yeah.
Mikel seems to be insistent on putting him in that number 10 position at the moment, but he seems to be getting better every week in that number 10 spot. So it's going to be good for his development. And then even when Odegaard comes back, he's going to play on the left, play through the middle as well. It's going to be great that we can have that option for him to be so good in two different positions. So it's definitely,
100%. And
yeah.
like, similar to what we were saying about Saka, like he hasn't really shown up to the party yet, really. Like he
Yeah.
hasn't, not in the same way that he's done at Palace. And for us to be in the position that we are in with two of our, you would say, best players not really showing up so far this season is a credit to the rest of the team. And yeah, you said it very well. And obviously against West Ham, like we saw it for about 25 minutes of him and Odegaard both playing in the left eight and right eight. So that's another option that Arteta has and he's not afraid to use. So yeah, exciting things to come over the next, I don't know, 30 odd games.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of players that weren't maybe not the best today, Saka.
Yeah, probably gets a 6 from me.
Yeah, I agree.
Listen, he wasn't terrible, but the best players, when they get chances to put the ball in the back of the net, they break the net. So quite disappointing in terms of that. But he's all the thing is with Saka is he's always so dangerous that you can never write him off during games, and he makes it easier for us to use the left hand side and for I don't know, giving other players space, and he's just a top footballer, so you can never write him off. But no, today wasn't one of his better games, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's great because last season obviously we're very right hand side dominant. So I think
Yeah.
us being a lot better on the left hand side has he doesn't need to do that much as he used to. So you know
Do
what I
you
mean?
think that Odegaard's absence and maybe Ben White's absence as well contributing to maybe the lack of efficiency at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, Odegaard and Saka that link up. Ben White not so much because Timber sort of replaced that sort of spot, but definitely Odegaard. I think Odegaard and Saka both benefit each other. I think
Yeah.
Saka's still getting used to because obviously Eze's right-footed and Odegaard's left-footed. Eze's more drifts to the left sort of side where Odegaard's more right-hand side dominant. So I think he's a little bit not alone on that side because he always has the overlap of Yuri and Timber, but not as much support. And to be honest, I don't really think he needs it. Like we're playing so good at the moment. He's still playing all right. Like he didn't have a
Yeah.
shocker by any means. Like he did miss the chance, but it's okay. And we know what Saka's like. He has the quality. We've still got Odegaard to come back as well, so not too worried
100%.
about that. But yeah. Speaking of that left hand side, Trossard.
I thought he had a good game,
Yeah,
as we spoke
same
about
here.
earlier. Like he would have probably an 8 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, I probably have to give him an 8 as well.
I think as well, like sorry to interrupt,
Oh
but
good.
what we associate more so with Martinelli is his work off the ball, and I thought Trossard off the ball today worked incredibly hard. So
Just getting
that should
into
be
it, wasn't he?
celebrated too.
Getting into it with
Yeah, he
Kyle
really
Walker.
was,
Do you
100%.
think he should have been sent off for that little kick out he did?
Yeah,
I think
I
so
think
as
it was
well.
stupid,
Yeah.
careless.
I don't know why he's
He,
done that. Yeah.
it's similar to I don't know him kicking the ball away. Like Trossard has those moments in him,
Yeah, he
and
does.
like we I think we really got away with it today. And we
Yeah.
usually talk about the referees being against us, but I think today is an example of when we got away with it like that. He kicked
Yeah.
out. It's obvious, very obvious. I can't believe they did. I mean, VAR looked at it, but I can't believe they didn't
Yeah,
deem it to be
I don't know. That's just
like
about
a red card offense.
VAR being inconsistent. I don't even know what
Yeah,
that referee's name is today, but that one, I swear we've had a few problems with him in the past. So I was surprised
yeah,
when he didn't give it, or he didn't even look at the screen as well. I'm pretty sure. So very
yeah.
surprised by that. But yeah, enough of VAR before we go on a rant. Victor Gyokeres.
Yeah, that's a 9 out of 10 performance. That's the performance I want to see from my striker. Really, really good today.
Yeah, I honestly think if he played the full game, he could have a chance of a 10 out of 10. I feel like he would have scored another one, to be honest.
Yeah,
But you
yeah,
have to give him a 9. I hope he's okay for the Champions League game. We'll get into the lineups very soon for that. But yeah, onto the substitutes. We've got Mikel Marino. We discussed
yeah.
him a
Six
little
out
bit
of
before.
ten.
Yeah, 6. I think
Six
he's
out of
4.
10.
Besides right at the end, he did that little like backheel flick pass, which opened up a lot of space for Norgard with the shot. And
Yeah,
speaking of Norgard, I think he was a lot better than the Brighton game.
Had a
That,
better
that
game
shot, it
today.
was a
Yeah.
good shot he had. I mean, when he came on, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know, like maybe it's a bit of like recency bias because he didn't play great against Brighton, but he looked solid. Didn't really do anything wrong.
Yeah,
So
nah, seven
yeah,
out of 10. Like he
yeah,
he, he
seven.
had quite a good game. He was obviously when we were talking about before how players can be substituted and then come in and then keep the levels high. He kept the levels high. Like he's not the same type of player as Mendy, but he still pressed high, won the ball a few times. That shot that he had from the Mikel Marino pass, like yeah, well played.
Wanyeri.
He was very good when he came on. I thought,
Do you
and
think he
I
should have
was sort of
scored?
yeah.
He did have that one shot. This is a tough one.
Yeah, like no, he shouldn't have scored. I actually thought he should have passed that one to Trossard.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's
Yeah.
that decision making we've been talking about, I think.
Yeah,
But
but he created that situation by
yeah,
himself. He did a
yeah,
beautiful little pirouette in the center of the park after sort of tackling one of their players. He's got a very low center of gravity, so he finds it easy to generate power by I don't know and generate force by getting away from players. And yeah, very very tidy player. I was advocating for him to start this game because I thought he could
mm,
have really impacted um, that low block. But what do I know? I clearly don't know the same as Mr. Arteta. So yeah, no, I thought he had a good game. 7.5 out of 10, probably. Yeah, seven,
yeah.
seven and a
Probably
half.
give him a seven. Um, Speaking of, you mentioned this one's interesting, Hincapie, because you were talking about how when these players come in and they just play seamless, like nothing even really happened. Hincapie, to be honest, I didn't even notice that he came on. I think I went to the bathroom or something when he came on, but I didn't even notice him till like the 80, 90th minute or something. And I was like, oh, Hincapie is on. But I actually think me not noticing was a good thing because it
Yeah,
just shows that like that's how solid our defense is. If I don't even notice him like individually, he's doing his job.
for sure. And the game state was very different to the first half when Calafiori was playing in those
Mm,
advanced areas. So yeah, I thought he came into a difficult scenario of us being a little bit under the cosh and having to defend a lot. And yeah, I thought he did well. He's very quick, very athletic. He's very aggressive and well, I'd say assertive in those challenges. And something that we spoke about last pod was how Mikel Arteta has got his substitutions right the large
mm,
majority of this season, and his ability to see how a game is going and just to but I remember back in the day, like he used to bring on Rob Holding, and we used to go into a five at the back, and you just
yeah,
knew that you weren't really conceding after that. And
yeah,
it's sort of the same now. Hincapié comes on, starts off as a left back, and then obviously he brings on Miles, and we go
yeah.
into a back three, and Miles plays as a wing back, and that was the end of the game, really.
It's probably 7 out of 10 for both of those names.
100%.
Yeah. But anyway, so another win, 25 points from 10 games now. It's just incredible. 7 points ahead currently. Obviously, Bournemouth, Man City still have to play, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for a draw in that game. I think that's probably the best result for
Yeah,
us.
for
But
sure.
yeah, moving on to next
I
week,
hope
champion.
actually I hope it's a 5-all draw and Haaland scores all five and Semenyo scores all five, just so I can get some rack up some fantasy points.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but yeah, no, a point and then both dropping points would be great for us. So yeah, we'll just wake up tomorrow morning to see what the result is
Yeah,
there.
for sure. And we forgot to mention as well, Spurs losing this morning. So
Yeah, they're sort of irrelevant to us now. Um,
yeah.
I saw a stat
Well,
actually
they were
that
third though. That's why I mentioned it because
yeah, no, you're right.
yeah.
You're right to mention. I'm just taking the mic, but so Spurs obviously moved into their new stadium in 2019. They're only 6 losses. Like we only have 6 more losses at the Emirates than they do at their new stadium. And we moved into the Emirates in 2006 and
Oh my
they moved into
God.
their new stadium in
Oh,
2019. So that should
that's
tell you a
insane.
little bit about their fall off, which is, in my opinion, hilarious. Plus, did you see Thomas Frank and had
I
sort of a little
saw
spat with
that.
Jed Spence and
Yeah,
Van der Ven? So
that's
that didn't look
strange.
very good, which is
It'll be interesting
brilliant.
to see if be interesting to see if they're benched next game and what the outcome of that is. But
100%. Yeah,
yeah, enough of Spurs. I think that's too much chat about them. So
you're
yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah, Champions League next week. We got Slavia Praha or Slavia Prague, Who knows? I don't know. Czech
Did
Republic.
you did you like Google Translate the pronunciation of
No,
Praha?
wait, when you
Prague. I
search
think
up
it,
when you search Arsenal fixtures, it's Praha. So Praha. I
okay.
don't know.
That might
So
be the pronunciation
yeah,
in Prague, but no.
yeah,
Yeah, interesting fixture. I mean,
yeah.
you're much more of an expert when it comes to Slavia Prague than me. I remember back in the day we played them and Henri scored like a really good goal. I think it was with the outside of his foot. I'm pretty sure that was
Yeah.
against Slavia Prague and we won 6-0 maybe
Yeah, I've actually
in
got
that
it
game.
here. So we've only played them twice in our whole club history. First
Yeah.
time we played them, we won 7-0. So it was
Okay.
2007, something like that. I'm not too sure. And then we drew,
No,
but the
I
away
think it was
fixture,
slightly before then. I think it
yeah,
might have been
maybe,
2005, six, maybe
yeah,
7. I don't know. I think it was
possibly.
yellow kit. We played in a
Oh,
yellow
okay,
kit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we won 7-0 at home, but then away. Do you want to guess what the score was away?
Tell me.
0-0. And
Okay,
that is
so
actually a
must
bit of a theme with Slavia Prague because I was looking at the Czech First League and they've played 14, won 8, drawn 6, lost 0. They're
wow,
actually
they're
they're actually
unbeaten.
they're
Okay.
actually unbeaten, but a lot of draws as well. They haven't conceded too many. I believe it's like maybe 11, 10 goals, scored 24. Could be wrong with that, but they do look like a tricky customer. I think it will be a difficult away game. We'll get into the lineups soon about how much you'd rotate, how many first team players you'd play. But just on their Champions League form, they actually drew away at Atalanta, which is
Wow,
I
that's a
think
good
that's a
result.
good result for them. So nil
Yeah,
nil.
very good result.
Then they lost to Inter away 3-0. I feel like Inter and us are sort of similar. We don't concede much. So I don't know if that's anything to go off. I feel like we might be better attacking than Inter maybe as of recent. But yeah, and then the other result was they drew against Bodo Glimt at home 2-2. So
Okay.
sort of a mixed bag. They haven't won yet in the Champions League. To be honest, I couldn't really find if they have any star players. They don't really have anyone that bags all their goals like a Haaland does for City. It's sort of very spread out. So it'll be interesting to see how they set up. But speaking of their setup, it's usually a 3-4, 3-4-3, 3-4-2-1, whatever you want to call it, which I think will probably drop back into a five. I mean, anytime I hear a three back, it's just five. It's five for me. It's never actually a three, really, if you think about it. But
Well,
yeah,
unless it's one of the really big teams doing it.
yeah. Oh, that's
Like
fine. I mean, if it's a smaller team, yeah, it's always a five,
yeah.
especially a tricky away game. So
Do you know
go on.
sorry to interrupt. Do
Okay.
you know where they are in the Champions League table? Whereabouts they are?
I
Like in the
think,
mid-20s, I think.
yeah, about mid 20s. Is there 28 teams? I think
No,
30.
30.
I think they're about 26, 27th,
Okay.
about
All
that.
right.
So bit on the lower side, but yeah, I suspect that they will line up with the back five against us, which I mean we did against Burnley. So how do you think you see that game going?
Yeah, you were right. They are 26th and out 26 out of 36.
Oh, 36. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. How do I expect that game going? Well, I've I've got the fixture here, and unfortunately, it is a 4:45 a.m. kickoff for us.
Oh, yeah.
Um, it's one of the early Champions League kickoffs in the UK, which is not great. But hey ho, what can we do? Um, it's one of those things where you don't know
You don't know
what
what to
sort
expect.
of
Yeah.
yeah. You don't first you don't know what to expect, but you also don't know how much rotation Arteta will deem fit. I think he'll probably rotate quite a bit. I think. Should we just go with our lineups now?
Yeah. Let's do it. These will
I
be the
reckon.
lineups that we'd pick, not because who knows what Arteta's going to do. But
Yeah, I
you
mean,
want to go
I'm sort of
first?
going to go with. I'm going to go with a little mixture. I reckon.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with David Raya. I'm going to go with Ben White. I'm going to go with Mosquera and Gabriel and Lewis Skelly.
Yep.
I'll go with Norgard, Declan Rice, and Mikel Merino. No, I won't. I'll go with Norgard, Declan Rice, and Eze.
Okay.
And then I'll go with
Is they in the 10?
no Norgard, Declan Rice, and Wanyeri.
You got to keep that left wing
And
Eze.
then
I know you
I'd
love it.
go Eze on the left, Mikel Merino up front, and will have to be Saka on the right. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of struggling to really
It's
think
tough,
about.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is tough because the turnaround from I don't know Saturday to Tuesday, which will be the UK times, is quite a
Mm.
short turnaround, especially with we've got Sunderland on the weekend as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's tough to predict, but that's what I would go with. What would you do?
Probably it is really tricky. I mean, I spent a while trying to figure out what I'd do. I was going to put, I won't spoil it yet, but I'll start with the defense. So David Raya in goal. I'll go Ben White. Probably the same back four as you. Ben White, Mosquera, Gabriel, and Lewis Skelly. Midfield, I would go Norgard, Rice, and Wanyeri, I think. And
Mhm.
then up, this is where it gets so just tricky, to be honest. But hmm, probably put Eze on the left, I think. Saka on the right wing, and up front, I know you had Mikel Marino, but that game today didn't fill me with too much hope. But you might laugh at me. I'm gonna go Harry Menounos.
Really, in
Honestly,
the Champions
honestly,
League?
I don't know. I feel like if it's not
Wow.
working out, we can bring on someone else. But the thing with Marino is like maybe am I crazy for saying Harry Menounos? I mean, it's just that Marino today didn't look. I would prefer him in the midfield. I think Marino's better if we bring him on like near the end if we really need a goal. If we're just lobbing balls in the box, but I think
Yeah,
the reason why is because I don't think we don't really have like Havertz, Jesus are all out. It is so tough to be honest. I mean, if he goes for Marino, I don't mind it at all. Maybe we bring on Harry Menounos later if we need that. The main reason I wanted to start him was because I think he played well against Brighton, and he's going to be
yeah.
hungry. He's gonna want it. I think he's quicker than Marino, obviously.
I think
But
something to note as well is that Declan Rice is one yellow card away from missing the
oh
next game in the Champions League, which will be against Bayern. So it
yeah,
wouldn't shock me if either he is playing, but obviously he'll know about his situation, and then we'll only get 60 minutes, or even if he doesn't play and Marino plays as a midfielder, that wouldn't surprise me either.
you
But
know what?
uh,
In that case, I'd take out Rice, put Marino in the squad. Then I don't want to risk anyone
yeah,
missing the Bayern Munich game, especially Rice.
yeah, it makes me think that Zubimendi on purpose got a yellow card so that he
That's what
could
I think
miss
as
this
well.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, all interesting takes. That's the beauty of opinions. So you can have different opinions and still want the same thing. It's great.
It is a bit of
Um,
a risk playing a 17-year-old up front. I mean, away from home, it'll be a tough game. Oh, is he in our Champions League squad though? I'm pretty sure we can call up. That's the
I'm
thing.
not sure. Good question. I
Yeah,
don't know the answer to
true.
that.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, it is so tricky. I mean, if not, I might put Trossard up front. I mean, if Marino plays in the midfield, I might have to put Trossard up there. It's definitely going to be super interesting to see what Arteta goes with. It's definitely a headache, but yeah, I really wish we had Havertz, Jesus, because it would just help so much in these sorts of games, especially.
Madweke as well.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
Soon come. Be patient for the North London derby. They will be back, and Spurs fans will hate it.
yeah, perfect timing. Imagine 0-0 in the game. Bring on Odegaard, Havertz, Jesus probably not ready yet. Madueke all on at the same time. That'll be insane. But yeah, it'll definitely be a very interesting game. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I don't know what to expect. I mean, I'm obviously expecting a win, clean sheet. Hopefully, it's going to be a tricky game. Probably a hostile atmosphere,
Yep.
tough European away game.
Score predictions.
Let's do it. Score predictions. I feel like it's going to be a little bit scrappy, I reckon. I'm gonna go 1-0 Arsenal.
That's exactly what I was going to do, but I'll go 2-0. 2-0's
2-0.
fared me well
All
in the
right.
last game, so I'm going to stick with it. Go 2
Okay.
0, big away performance, win. Um,
Goal scorer?
Goal scorer. I'm going to go with Saka. I think he's going to get back on the goals. And Munieri.
Yeah, I'm feeling a Wanyeri goal as well. I can see it. Or a Gabriel corner goal.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
you can never bet
maybe
against it.
unexpected goal, maybe like a Mosquera goal, first goal for the club. Who knows?
Would love that. Would
That'll
love
be
that. It'd be
great to
great for
see,
his
yeah.
confidence.
But yeah, I think we should wrap up there. Yeah, I mean, great game against Burnley today. 2-0, top of the table. Can't really complain. We want to thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back for our post-match podcast for the Slavia Praha game. Hopefully another clean sheet, another win. Let's just see how long. I feel like we have to concede soon, right? At some point.
Well, that, if we manage to keep a clean sheet in the Prague game, that'll be an Arsenal record of consecutive games of clean sheets. So
Wow.
I'm sure they're going to be told that, and they're going to want to keep a clean sheet like specifically for that game. So yeah, again, I'll reiterate what you said. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support so far. It's been great to see us grow on all these different channels, and on that, we've actually just got ourselves onto Spotify. We'll leave the description of the Spotify in the link below. Like, share, comment. Helps really with the algorithm and helps us grow. I guess the community. We really appreciate all the messages as well. Some more than others. I feel like in this business you get negative and positives out there, but it's all constructive, and it helps us grow as a I don't know, as a podcast, and as people as well. So we really appreciate that, and yeah, please do not forget to have a good day, Gooners.
Don't forget to rate the podcast 5 stars as well on Spotify. I think that's like the like and subscribe sort of equivalent for Spotify. So make sure to rate that 5 stars. If you prefer to listen to audio versions, if you don't want to see our ugly faces. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I've been told a few times that I've got the face for radio, so it makes sense.
All right. Yeah, we'll wrap up there. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day, Gooners, I should say, and we'll see you in the next podcast. See you later, guys.